Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn, the traveling trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area. About to welcome back another wonderful guest who's also here in Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Melissa Anthony. Now, before Melissa returns on to GoTarryn TV, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now, as you know, Melissa is not only the founder of What Just Happened Sports, but she also represents Tivity Health, Silver Sneakers. She's going to be talking about all of that, and also a tennis turkey tournament, easy for me to say, coming up later on in the month as we get close to Thanksgiving. So we're going to catch up with her and see how everything's been going and get all that jam-packed in the next 30 minutes. So stay tuned, and we'll return with Melissa Anthony. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. As I promised, side by side, you can see from What Just Happened Sports, we're welcoming once again Ms. Melissa Anthony. Melissa, how are you doing out there today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you?
Very good, thank you. And thanks so much for returning back to us here on today's program. And Melissa, first question, I guess I just wanted to ask to catch up to speed. How have you been doing the last couple months?
Oh, things have been going well. I've been organizing a tennis tournament. We're organizing an event for women to go to a basketball game in January. So all kinds of exciting things are going on the personal front. And on the business front, I'm still working for Tivity Health and Silver Sneakers. So I'm excited about those opportunities as well and getting to work with seniors. So all is well, cannot complain.
That's great. That's really, really good. You've been busy. And so let's talk, what I see right behind you, turkey tennis. When is that going to be? Tell us about the information, please. What's going on with that program?
Sure. Turkey tennis. This will be the 7th annual turkey tennis tournament.
Cool.
Here, for the last couple of years, it's going to be benefiting DAV.org, which is Disabled American Veterans of Georgia Foundation.
Okay. So
some DAV members will be there. They'll be discussing what they're trying to get done as far as helping veterans are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, for the last 2 years, we've done it at the indoor courts at Lifetime Fitness in Peachtree Corners.
Right.
So we're really excited about it. Folks do not have to be good tennis players. They should be folks who want to come out for a great cause. And you don't even have to play tennis. You can just come and support and cheer. And we are going to be in the bar area. It's beautiful, Lifetime Fitness. We're going to be in the bar area. And there'll be the game of the week on Sunday. It's going to be on Sunday, November 24th, by the way, to answer your question, from 1 till 4. Sunday, November 24th, from 1 till 4. The Sunday right before Thanksgiving.
Excellent.
And so we're really excited.
That is great. That's wonderful. Do you yourself play tennis, Melissa?
Yes, goodness. I've been playing 24 or more years. And
that's great.
I pretty much think that I'm Serena Williams on the court. So
wow, that's awesome. That's impressive.
Thank you. We have an impressive record.
That's wonderful. I haven't seen you play. Do you have any video clips or anything online? I'd love to see you playing tennis online.
I will. No, I do not. Actually, Taryn, I'm okay. I'm okay. But I that animal instinct comes. Tennis brings out something in me that's a little bit different, than just everyday work. So the competition and it's just a lot of fun. I play doubles mostly. Doubles, I think I like to play. I like to have a friend with me. I'm kind of social when it comes to tennis. So I enjoy doubles as opposed to singles, and I play women's singles. I play mixed doubles.
Wow.
Women's doubles and mixed doubles. So we have a good time.
Yeah, it sounds that way. That's impressive. And here in Atlanta, tennis is so huge too, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. About 90,000 people play tennis here in the Atlanta area.
Wow.
And that's from kids, 4 or 5 years old on up to what, USTA considers to be super seniors, which are folks in their 70s and 80s still playing in tournaments. So, it's, a lot of folks believe it, just like golf, it's the sport of a lifetime. And, we have a really, really good time. It brings a lot of folks with a lot of different backgrounds together. And, you get to meet somebody, and in the seasons, there's a number of folks that you can that you'll be meeting from other various backgrounds, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm a senior in tennis now, so I get to meet other new folks. So I get to play regular age folks, and then I also get to play senior tennis. So we have a good time. We really enjoy it.
That's great. Yeah, and I know that the one phenomenal player that's the real young lady, is her name Coco Golf? Isn't she from Georgia, I believe?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is phenomenal, as you said. I love her confidence. She beat Venus Williams. I think that was in the U.S. Open.
I think
you're
right.
I could be wrong.
That sounds
but anyway,
right.
this is. And so she's just amazing, and she is such a sweetheart, it appears, and I like everything that I see about her. Her parents are very involved, and just all good things. So I think for the city of Atlanta, she's going to be a really good representative for tennis and for our city at large. So I'm excited about her.
That's great. Yeah, and there has been some good tennis on too. I noticed the last couple months on TV. So did you watch most of those Opens, Melissa?
Well, I watched the U.S. Opens. I try to watch the larger tournaments and make time to do that. But I don't get to watch all of them. So you sound like a tennis player, Taryn. Do you play?
No, actually, no. I just appreciate the sport and the folks that do. But you know what? I actually took a semester of it in my undergraduate college. So I really I appreciate it. I wish I could play it, but I don't think I have the, speed or accuracy. You really have to be precise, it seems like. It just seems like a real hard sport. I mean, you just have to think on your toes and just constantly moving. Just crazy.
Well, and one thing that people have to understand is when you're first playing tennis, they think they can go pop into Kroger and buy a can of balls, 3 balls, and go out with some tennis rackets and hit and have a good time. Well, no, it's not like that. When you're first learning how to play tennis, you need a bunch of balls because balls are going to be flying everywhere. So it takes time. It takes time and practice and effort and frustration and really good hand-eye coordination. And I used to actually have a tennis instruction business, and I would hire coaches to go out and give lessons. But the main thing you have to remember in tennis is just watch the racket hit the ball. If folks can remember that, I believe that they will somehow make their way to the ball wherever it is and really just keep an eye, just zone in on where that ball is and hit it. And I think that's a really good first step. But yes, I mean, it takes a long time. I mean, there's so many different types of shots. And the other key thing when you're playing tennis is just to hit the ball where they're not or where they're not going to get to quickly. I think those are the key things, when you're playing tennis, in my estimation. And pump up your partner. That's number 3. Pump up your partner. I play a lot of doubles, and when I play with someone who keeps me pumped up, I do better. And I feel that when I keep my partner pumped up and excited and not down on themselves, I think that does real well in tennis as well. So those 3 things.
Cool, nice. Did you, by any chance, catch that movie? I think it was a year or so ago, about the Battle of the Sexes. The female against the male tennis player.
No, I didn't catch that. I meant to. I think that was about Billie Jean King
there
and
you go. I think that's right.
Yeah. I meant to watch that. I need to go back and put that on my list. Taryn, I'm glad you read. Let me write that down. That's a thank you. Yes, I want to go back and watch that.
Yeah, interesting story.
I think that happened. Yeah, I forgot how old I was. I was around when that match took place, but I wasn't into tennis a lot back then. But I do want to catch that. So you caught it, huh?
Yeah,
you saw that movie?
Good movie, definitely. Yeah, I think you'd really like it a lot. It's probably on Netflix or one of those. I'm sure you could find it out there on demand. But yeah, definitely. You have to let me know what you think. But that's great. So we've got the Turkey tennis tournament. That's going to be exciting. What else is going on for, I guess, here in the rest of the year, the next couple months as the holidays are approaching us?
So in the meantime, What Just Happened Sports is the company that I have that is putting together this tennis tournament. But then we're also getting back on track, and we're going to, our focus is to bring women usually more into sports.
Right.
I was always asking what just happened, what just happened. And so I've learned that there are other women here in the Atlanta area and really across the country who don't always understand a lot about sports, and a lot of men as well. So we started the company. And so our upcoming event will be, we're going to go to a Hawks game together in January. I'm putting together some dates now. It's probably going to be on a Saturday. And we're going to try to get there early so that we can watch the Hawks practice and then stay around for the game. And then we're also going to have some ladies who are going to be ambassadors. So for folks like me who don't understand a lot about basketball, we can say, hey, why did he do that? What's the purpose of that? Why is that a foul? Why is that not a foul? So things like that. So we've got 2 or 3 folks who are volunteering to be ambassadors and explain what's happening. So, and then we also want to invite women who understand all about basketball. And because we just want to bring women together to support one another, I think we always have to be in a situation where we want to continue to learn. And no matter what the age is, we want folks to be able to be exposed to things, to be able to learn, and to be able to participate in the conversations going on around them. With what just happened sports, we feel that we help people prepare so that, when they're, if they're on a conference call, whether it be a video conference call or, a meeting on Monday mornings, to pick back up with what happened over the weekend with sports. I think a lot of women get left out of a lot of conversations because of that. I was always in outside sales, and so I could never have that sports conversation when I was in outside sales talking to business owners or decision makers. So we want women to be able to sit at the table, at the board table, at the conference table, at the Skype call table, and be able to have a good conversation about sports and have a better understanding of, what goes on with the teamwork. There's just so much to learn in those types of situations. So we just want to help everybody be a little bit better.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy you're doing that, especially for, young ladies and the women out there that can learn about sports. And, one of the other things, Melissa, at the Second Ponce de Leon Baptist Church, where I've seen you several times and you set up the Tivity Health and Silver Sneakers there, the Atlanta Dream women's basketball team has practiced there before in that open basketball gymnasium. I don't know if they still do, but I've seen them there not too far recently in the past. They were there practicing. So.
Oh, wow. We would love to work with them as well. Would love to go to one of their games.
Yeah.
And, and I've talked with them before, but I need to follow up because they've also said some folks from their staff would come and talk with our group and just sort of, talk about a little bit about the players and what their practices are like, so we're always excited about talking with women's groups as well. We have done some events with a women's football team here in town, and that's always exciting because, the life of a female athlete is a lot different than the life of a male athlete. Female athletes usually have children, and they are the caregivers for the children. So while mommy is practicing on the basketball court or on the football field, the little one is eating dinner on the sideline or, doing homework or has video game out. So, it's a little bit different. So these women, I respect them quite a bit. And the things that they have to get done, and they're living for themselves, which is good, and making themselves better. But their children are exposed to seeing women doing teamwork and mommy, and they get to see mommy at work, or at least for some of them this is their full-time job, and for some of them it's a part-time job. But they at least get to see mommy, doing something that she likes and making herself better.
Yeah, good point. And another, just kind of switching subjects here, Melissa, you'd be the perfect person to ask this. I was just curious to see what you think. One of the topics we've been talking about, for example, at Georgia State right now is this trans, identity differences of gender in terms of sports for both male and female. So, for example, there was a case study we were looking at recently. I don't know if you saw, but it was a women's high school wrestling tournament, and where one of the ladies, I'm going to make sure I say this right. She was in the process of transitioning to being a male gender, and she actually went on in the finals and defeated the other female that she beat in the tournament to win. And it got a lot of polarizing, I guess you could say, criticism, and a lot of people, actually, if you watch the video, it's on YouTube, they were booing, and a lot of people were angry. But I was just curious, does this ever come up in topics as far as like gender identity or transgender in terms of sports and teams for, especially the female teams allowing that to happen? Or what's your thoughts on that? I'm just curious, just to get, you'd be the perfect person to ask that.
Well, I say more power to these women who want to play a sport that they grew up around and saw other people playing, and now they get to play as well. I know in Gwinnett County, for example, that they now have girl flag football teams.
Yeah. So,
so sports are really, really changing. I had not heard the story that you're talking about.
Okay.
But, I sort of feel like if in your heart you feel like you need to be a different sex, I believe that you should follow what will make you the best person. And I don't know what that is, and I think probably seek some counseling. But it's hard to say because I haven't done a lot of studies on what happens mentally to someone, what they're going through. But I do believe that if your best self plays football and you're a female and you are at your best and contributing and feel like you're doing what's right for you, then I think that you should be able to do it. And more power to the girl, the person who's transitioning and who won that wrestling tournament or match. So, I think that's very interesting. And I do think there's a lot of folks who identify with the other gender who are playing sports. And, I think that that's fine. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge,
No, good answer. Yeah. And then what about the flip side? Because you've heard of UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. That's the sport where they go in the cage. It's kind of like mixed martial arts cage fighting, basically. This one I found interesting because this is the opposite. This was actually Felony Fox is the fighter's name. Used to be a man, born a man, but gender changed to a female. And she is not fighting in UFC, but she's fighting in some of the lesser kind of promotions, but fighting against other women. Now, UFC will not allow her to fight in the women's division because they go on whoever fights in these divisions. We go with whatever they were biologically born in terms of gender. But a lot of women are protesting and not wanting to fight her because of that reason. Do you have I know that's kind of a different question because this is the different way around. She was born a man. The women who don't want to fight her say that physiologically men would be born with bigger bone structure, bigger muscles, anatomy. And so that's why a lot of them don't want to go in the cage and fight her. But is that something else that you see or that's been I don't know. This seems like a new phenomena kind of for all of us. But is this something that you've seen that has been addressed? Or I know it's a touchy subject too also.
Well, I think that's very interesting. And, I can understand both sides of that story as well, because, when I've gone, for example, to see women play football and these women are fully padded and, shoulder pads, everything. I noticed that between plays that they do take longer to come back up. And, after, they don't just get back up. It's much longer between getting regain themselves and then, line back up for the next play.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a little bit longer. And, someone explained to me that a lot of times they're, they're being tackled in parts of their body or parts are getting affected that men don't have.
Good point.
So, so I do believe, I kind of understand in that situation how some women may feel that way, but, so, it's kind of difficult though. But, like you said, that's a new phenomenon and just something that we will be looking out for. I don't know. I don't have a clear opinion on that. But, that would be something pretty cool for the folks at What Just Happened Sports to go visit, to go see some of these types of folks or some of these competitions where, a little bit different. So, I just want to expose women to all those kinds of things. So, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. How you said that it's great that women are wanting to play things like football. I didn't even know there was a women's wrestling for high schools too. That's something new to me as well. And any of these
Mm-hmm.
other sports, if men can do it, definitely, certainly, I feel like women can do it for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
as we saw in the battle of sexes too, sometimes they could do it better anyway. So that's
Mm-hmm.
very, very true. I would totally agree with that. And then kind of switching gears again, Melissa, on the Tivity Health side and Silver Sneakers, how has that been going for you as well?
Oh, that's been
Hmm.
wonderful. Every day, Taryn, I get to try to help motivate seniors to go work out.
Hmm.
With Activity Health people, it's paid for by their Medicare Advantage,
Yeah.
and these folks have access to 16,000 gyms across the country. And it is always delightful to get to inspire seniors.
Hmm.
I was at an event in a senior center, or actually a rec center in downtown Atlanta. And it's getting to the yesterday, and it's kind of neat because I'm almost getting to the point where I can eyeball the seniors who are working out and who participate in Silver Sneakers. Usually,
Hmm.
there's a little, or getting any kind of exercise. Period.
Okay.
Usually, there's a little bit more of a sparkle in their eye. There's a little more pep in their step.
Sure.
Um, uh, I can't always tell about the cognitive abilities, but every study I have read and information I get through work says that the cognitive abilities are a little bit higher. And now I meet so many folks now. It's kind of things are changing and folks are really trying to get the exercise, but I've now made myself start to ask the folks who are 80 and older who pop up
Hmm.
to my table, and I asked them, what do you attribute your long life to?
Ah.
And most of them will say they're getting exercise.
Oh, wow.
I had one who said, yeah, yeah, exercise. They attributed to exercise, eating right. I had one lady who said she had a strong affiliation with a political party, so she was passionate about something.
Hmm.
I'm trying to collect notes to see what that secret is. But it's it's going very well right now. We're at annual enrollment period, so folks are signing up or confirming what health plan, excuse me, that they're going to be in for 2020. So I get a chance to go out and be with and see a lot of seniors
Hmm.
these days. So it's always exciting. I usually I try to almost step into your realm a little bit. I get them to do a few exercises,
Hmm.
just to, a few seated exercises. I know
Sure.
you don't do those, but just to kind of and tell them that they ought to be doing these and keep moving even while they're watching
Yeah.
television, while
Yeah.
they're watching grandkids.
Absolutely.
Just keep even just lift a can of green beans, anything that's a pound or two, lift it up while they're having idle time.
Much agreed. Oh, everything you just said, I absolutely agree with for sure. I mean, that's great. And so, if there's people watching, Melissa, and let's say that they're not familiar with Silver Sneakers or they don't even know if they're eligible, are there certain steps? What can you advise them to do? And also, second part of that question, we have a lot of those gyms here in Atlanta too. Anyway, don't we?
Mhm. Yes, yes. So once again, Silver Sneakers is available for folks who have Medicare Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the health plans that have Medicare Advantage do have Silver Sneakers.
Got it.
But if someone isn't sure,
Mm-hmm.
they can call our customer service number. I don't have that with me right this very moment, but they can also go to silversneakers.com
Okay.
and click on check eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's a phone number there on the website, silversneakers.com. So they can check there to see if they have it. And if they do, it means that they will have access to so many gyms across the country, like Family Life Center, like Anytime Fitness, Workout Anytime, all the big box national gyms.
Mm-hmm.
But then they'll also have access to smaller gyms as well. And they can go to one on Tuesday, a different place on Wednesday, and another place on Saturday. However they want to do it, if they want to fly out to Ohio and get in a pool at LA Fitness Wednesday night, they can do that as well. So there's all kinds of capabilities. Everybody who does this has a 16-digit Silver Sneakers number,
Okay.
which is different than their Medicare number. So they can pull that from the website as well Or once again, if they call our customer service number, they can get that 16-digit number, and they just show that number when they go into the gym, and then they have access to whatever comes with a basic gym membership at that location. I just hear stories all the time, Taryn, of folks who tell me that, I couldn't walk up and down the stairs at my home. I did silver sneakers twice, 2 to 3 times a week for 2 months, and now I can go up and down the stairs. I had another gentleman who, whose wife is very ill, but he goes to silver sneakers almost as a means of social support. He goes there 2 or 3 times a week, and then he goes home, and it allows him to take better care of his wife. So there are the social aspects as well. There are folks who say, a friend of mine said that, when his mother doesn't go to silver sneakers, her friends call and say, hey, where are you? What's going on? So it promotes not only the physical activity, it promotes social engagement. Once again, the cognitive aspects are there, increased cognition. So I just think there's so many benefits to silver sneakers. Once again, the folks who do it the most, usually they walk a little more upright. I don't see as many canes. I don't see as many walkers. And silver sneakers, I hear stories, and the folks who are amputees do silver sneakers. Arthritis, folks who are on oxygen, they do silver sneakers as well. So, I would just want to tell anybody, don't think just because you have a knee issue that you can't do silver sneakers, because most of the exercises are chair-based. Okay. Now they can either do, classes, or they can get on a treadmill, whatever they want to do with that particular gym. But if they want to take a class, they can. And I would just recommend that they tell the instructor what kind of issue they're having. And then the instructor will keep an eye on them during the class. Okay. But they'll also be able to tell them ways that they can change the exercise so it's easy for them.
Wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. That's just great. What a terrific program that y'all have. And I'm so happy that you're implementing that. And again, that just sounds great. Again, time has just flown by so quickly with you, as it always does, Melissa. I'm so happy we got to catch up to speed. A few more questions before I let you get out of here. I don't know if you've been to or talked to Sam Crenshaw or been to Georgia State campus since I last saw you. But there's a lot of things they're doing there with that GSU football stadium, and they're putting a lot in that sports arena. Yeah, it's supposed to be some kind of new, building that they're just building a whole bunch right there. But the athletics department's really taken off there. So I was just thinking of what just happened, sports, that your ladies and your team could probably go there at GSU and do some things. The GSU's been in the news a lot. The hip hop artist Ludacris is actually teaching business classes there, actually downtown at the campus, right down the hall from where I'm at, actually, believe it or not. So
wow,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's just a lot going on there. So next time you get a chance,
we would love to. Let me just tell you this: we would love to do some things at Georgia State.
Yeah,
I know the football team did pretty well this season.
They are doing awesome. Yes, absolutely,
okay.
Unbelievably
so they're doing
good.
Well. Yeah, and my daughter's at Georgia State now.
Congratulations! That's right. Since we last spoke, I remember you were telling me about that. So that is wonderful.
She loved it.
Excellent.
I need to tell her to come and meet you, Taryn.
Please, definitely.
Yeah. She loves it. She loves it. She's made great friends.
Good.
And she loves her classes, and it's just she's learned all about MARTA, and how to get downtown. She was off campus. So yes, we would love to come to visit Georgia State. We would love to help, get Georgia State students more engaged.
Definitely.
With sports. So I'd like to bring my ladies, but I'd also love to work with the students there.
Yeah.
So I think so any help that you have there would be
I'll put the
greatly
word out.
appreciated.
Yeah, you got it. I'll try to see if I can do some networking magic. But yeah, Melissa, this is terrific. And when we fade to black, we'll make sure we get the websites of silversneakers.com and whatjusthappenedsports.com also on the screen. But until we see you, Melissa, thank you. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for catching up to speed. And definitely good luck to your daughter over at GSU. I'd love to meet her in person. And that's so great that she's doing good there. I think she's going to have a great time. Good school. Very, very strong school.
You.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very pleased. We're
Excellent.
very pleased.
Very good. Well, Melissa, thanks again. We'll let you get going here. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch up with you soon again.
Thank you, Taryn. You have a great week too. Love what you do, and just know that you're appreciated. So thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it, Melissa. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.